Welcome back, Plug Nation. Today we have a very special video. 2K has finally dropped the patch that we've all been waiting for current gen and next gen. Now, is this going to save the game? We'll see when we get into the notes. Ronnie 2K, as you guys know, I don't like to waste any time, by the way. Whatever you got to do, make sure that like button is blue, hit that subscribe button if you're new. But Ronnie 2K tweeted out on Twitter and he said, yes, the patch dropped overnight. Notes coming soon, but goodbye, fade away greens. So Ronnie 2K obviously wanted those out of the game, and 2K tweeted out just a moment ago right here. They said our latest patch is live with some, highlights of what's in the patch, and then our latest current gen patch is also live. So they dropped a patch for NBA 2K21 current gen and NBA 2K21 next gen. Now, the first thing we're going to get into is the current gen patch notes, and then we're going to get into the next gen, and then we're also going to talk about, because you guys know that every time 2K does a patch, they always have Easter eggs. I like to call it the Easter egg hunt. What did 2K break? What did they add into the patch that they didn't talk about in the patch notes? So let's get into it. The first page that 2K gave us is the current gen. They said, come celebrate the Lunar New Year at 2K Beach with new seasonal decorations, which is like a new type of theme for the park, so new park. Updated another set of player likeness for current NBA players, updated soundtrack in 2K Beats, disabled controller rumble for online play, which we'll talk about in a minute. The traveling bait top has arrived at 2K Beach. Keep your eyes out in the coming weeks. MyTeam addressed a rare hang that could occur when starting a multiplayer match with a specific type of lineup. Various other stability and performance issues have been addressed to further improve the overall experience. Various non-gameplay updates in preparation for the MyTeam Unlimited 250K tournament on February 20th. Watch games live with 2K Streamcast during the tournament. So the big one in that is that current gen is getting a new park, and they're also taking out controller rumble. I don't know why they didn't just call it vibration, but what that is 2K trying to get rid of Zins. We all know Zins is the big issue with the 2K community. They have now took out vibration, but did it fix Zins on 2K? Now, I'm not no Zen master, nothing like that, but we have a tweet from Nadex, and this is what he said. With this update on 2K, I think it's time to make my return. This guy said Center script still works, and he said that's why I will never play current gen. So apparently, if you have the Zen or whatever that helps you center the shots, you can still use Zins, which I believe is the most common form of Zen, because that's what you want to do when you have a Zen. It's nice to, be able to time every shot correctly, but also being able to center it and get that boost every single shot. That's probably what you want. I would say that's the most popular Zen out there right now. Anyway, let's get into the next gen patch notes. Now, I don't know if I influenced 2K dropping a patch at all. I mean, I did drop like 10 videos in a row talking about the issues with the game, but hey, I put in the effort. I really did try. So if you guys could drop a like for me, that would be very much appreciated. Now, real quick, I should have said it before we got into it. I said it at the very end of a video not too long ago. I complain about the game, not because I don't, want to see 2K succeed. Not because I want 2K to be trash. It's the actually exact opposite. I want this game and both games, any 2K that they drop, to be very fun. I want the majority of the community to really like the game. When it has issues like this, I want it to get fixed so that we can all have a good time and a good experience playing the game. I don't just sit here and prey on 2K's downfall. You know what I'm saying? It's actually the exact opposite. But let's get into the next gen patch notes. So 2K, they updated the soundtrack in 2K Beats. The Los Angeles Lakers court will reflect new changes for the season, new uniforms, updated another set of player likeness for current NBA players, which is like hairstyles and tattoos or whatever that an NBA player did during the season. So they updated a lot of those. And now let's get into gameplay. Reduce the effectiveness of fading three-pointers off the dribble as requested by the community. Now, at least they did that, but look at that. It's been about 58 days since the last patch. We get one gameplay change. One. Anyway, MyCareer, the city. Private matchmaking is now supported during Pro-Am League nights. Improved load times of menus when loading into the city. That's good. Foam fingers and boxing gloves will no longer remain equipped when going into games in the city. Address community reported issues with the badge progression display on the post-game recap screen. Resolved a rare hang that could occur upon completion of workouts in the Gatorade gym. Various other stability and performance issues have been addressed to further improve the overall experience in the city. Now, I wish they would just explain what those are, but we do have a few of those already from the feedback of the 2K community that we will talk about in just a minute. MyNBA updated the MyNBA online load/download draft class option functionality. Improvements made to the way player morale is calculated. Resolved a player generation issue that led to inflated athletic attributes like speed and vertical as progression occurred. So, yes, it's good that 2K went in and patched the fades after 60 plus days or 58 days of not having a patch. That is good, but I'm gonna complain because why has nothing else been addressed? The really bad defense, contact dunks, you can say, or it's one or the other. People say they're really overpowered, people say they should be in the game, whatever. But I know the community has been complaining about that a lot. Dribble moves. There's like 3 to 4 dribble moves in the entire game. There's no combos. There's nothing like that. Unless you're at the level of Steezo, which, by the way, he just dropped a video the other day. Finally, he just now came back, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. If you guys like dribbling or just the art of dribbling in 2K at all, you should go check it out. It's insane. But you have to be at his level to do those type of moves. If not, you have like 3 moves, and that's pretty much it. So anyway, this is the last one that we have right here for next gen. They said, MyTeam, various preparations have been made for upcoming additions to MyTeam, enabled situational substitutions for both on-the-fly coaching and timeouts in domination, challenge, unlimited, and limited modes. Address a rare hang that could occur when starting a multiplayer match with a specific lineup. Various other stability and performance issues have been addressed to further improve the overall experience. So, NBA 2K21 Next Gen. You guys are going to be asking me, Badge Plug, are you going to be playing that now? Are you going to be on the game? Are you going to be grinding to Legend now? I know you're Elite 1, you grinded, you stopped grinding. No. There's still so many issues, and it starts at the very core, which is the build system, which is terrible, which we'll talk about in a minute also because a lot of the community, DF, is arguing with each other, which is not normal, about the build systems and which 2K is better and blah, blah, blah. So it starts with that, and it's also that we still have the same level rewards. Now, could I hit Legend and get a lot of views and subscribers and whatever? Yeah, sure. That's something that I could do. But it's not something that I want to do. I don't want to sit here and grind for Legend when there's not really an incentive for me to play the game at all. In the very, very beginning, that's where it starts. The incentive to play a video game is to earn rewards. And I've already earned them 2 to 3 times now, or played on accounts that are Legend and they have them. And it's the same thing every single year. So hopefully next year we get some new rewards, but that's something that we will be talking about probably in the next video about 2K22. Anyway, Cole the Man said, we need someone to make custom 2K15s to 2K17 servers so we can play online. So I want you guys to comment down below. If 2K15 to 2K17, so 15, 16, 17. If one of those games could come back right now, which one would you choose? Let me know in the comment section down below. So DF has started to argue on Twitter a little bit, but let's get into this first. Double H said, after the new update in next gen NBA 2K21, I have noticed 2 things. File corrupted is 100% gone, and load times when I get into the park are fixed. Retweet to spread the word. File corrupted is finally gone. Now, I don't know if he's happy because of that. I'm sure maybe he is a little bit, but I'm not. I'm not satisfied with that. As I told you guys, it's very similar to the 2K19 feeling. Like, I really like 2K19's dribbling, and I enjoyed the actual gameplay when I played against someone who wasn't using like a post scorer on the twos and just post hook every time. You can be a post scorer, but if you do the abusing, cheese and stuff, and I'm not gonna get into it. But 2K didn't patch the pushing for 7 months. By the time they fixed all those issues, I already resented the game. I didn't want to get on the game. I was so exhausted mentally from playing the game because I would get on and get pushed every single day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like file corrupted and fadeaway greens and all that. Like, that shouldn't have took so long to fix, 2K. You see what I'm saying? Especially when you delivered us a game that's still, and by the way, They did not change the 50% level when going to other affiliations. That's still in the game. Still. Now, what Double H just said with the error codes and all that, if you're still getting them, I'm just, giving you his tweet. I'm not 100% sure. I've not played yet since the patch dropped, but GV said this. Realize I spend over a month, 900 hours out of the year waiting around on 2K. In an average 4-hour session, I spend roughly 2.5 hours waiting on dots for games, waiting for opponents, dealing with error codes. 2.5 hours a day equals 75 hours a month equals 900 hours a year. We need matchmaking. That to me was crazy. Now, you might not play 2K that much, as much as him, but still, you're losing a lot of time waiting on games and running to other games and waiting on that game to finish and stuff like that. Now, I've been talking about this for 2 to 3 years, maybe even just a little bit longer. Obviously, it doesn't really affect me because I'm a YouTuber. People want to pull up on me, beat me, whatever it is. Not trying to brag, just saying. And that's fine. But I still want to talk about it for the entire community because it's a very extremely small amount of people that don't have that, that have that privilege. So 2K needs to add some form of matchmaking for 2K22. Some type. Now they got the 3v3 Pro-Am, and now this year I don't even think you get level for playing in that. And you could say, oh, badge, but people are going to boost if they do that. That's not our fault. I've said this a bunch of times. We should not be holding back on features and saying, oh, that can't be in the game because 2K can't go in and ban people and be responsible enough to get them out, to keep track of people who are boosting and who aren't. So we should have 2v2 matchmaking, 1v1, 3v3. We should have always stage where the 1v1 court is. There should be a 1v1 court in the park where you can go on a win streak. Rival day is still messed up where you can only win one game and then it just kicks you off the court. Like, I could just keep going on with the issues, but I'm really okay, the patch came out and they fixed the core issue, which was fading threes, or one of the core issues, but you guys know I'm not happy with that, bro. There's still so many issues. Anyway, Double H said after 3 months of 0 patches, 2K has only one gameplay patch today. Fading threes are gone. So even DF is upset with the patch. You guys know, in most of the videos, DF is kind of backing up the game and stuff like that. Clutch DF said, people say everyone on current gen is a play shot or paint beast. Can someone tell me what everyone is on next gen? He said, it's complete trash. You either get contact dunked on or shooting fades forces you to the other side of the court. Oh yeah, and there's like 0 dribble moves, W game, head. Now, Power said, on next gen, you say everyone is the same build because they can all do everything. On current gen, everyone is the same build because they are forced to do one thing. These are not the same. Next gen actually has a ton of different quote-unquote archetypes by current gen standards. And Clutch said everyone is still a 6'7" power forward. So they're arguing about the build system, and I'm not really going to give much of my opinion on it because I believe both of the archetype systems are trash this year. So I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, this one's worse than the other one when they're both bad. See what I'm saying? Anyway, Chad DF said something that was kind of meaningful. He said, I'm not saying there isn't anything wrong with next gen MyPlayer Builder, because there is, but current gen build system is the worst it's ever been. And I kind of agree with that. In a sense, it's like the same as 2K20. I think Power talks about it in a minute, but it's the limitations they put on players. If you don't have a playmaking shot creator, now I'm going to go ahead and preface, but you can have any build and go crazy on 2K, depending on who you play and blah, blah, blah. But if you don't have a playmaking shot creator, you're not going to be at the very tippity top of the competition. You go to the stage, you're never not playing against a playmaking shot creator. You see what I'm saying? That is what is different. 2K20, yeah, the two-way slashing playmaker was really OP, and people said that was the best build in the game. But then people used playmaking shot creators as well, the BPs. People used playmaking glass cleaners. There was so many different builds people used to dominate in wagers and stage, all that stuff. This year, it's not. It's the same exact thing on both games. Double H responded on Twitter saying, they're both terrible. The reason I believe next gen build system is better is at least the 6'7" can fit into anyone's playstyle because it can do anything. You can also make a 6'5", 6'8", 6'9", and play comp too. In current gen, you can only dribble / shoot on play shot and dunk as a paint beast. So it really just comes down to how you think the build system should be. Do you think that there should be superstars in the game or play styles? And both of the games did them wrong in the first place anyway. Like with next gen, you basically have to make a power forward. Like I was saying, if you want to be at the tippity top of the competition, you have to have a power forward, or you're going to be losing out on like 20 badges and attributes and all that. Double H said also there are many different lineups on next gen that can compete. People run 7'2" and 6'3", double 6'7" and 6'8", 6'7". Current gen is only one lineup, one play style, and is very limited. If you make anything under a 6'7", you are just a disadvantage though, is what Clutch said. And Double H said, no, you're not. You lost to a 6'3" and 7'2" all the time on stream. Now, I am agreeing more with Double H from my experience. The other day, I hopped on Next Gen. I finally played it on stream on Facebook, which the link will probably be in the description. But if you guys want to find me on Facebook, I'm streaming almost every single day. Just type in Badge Plug and follow the page, okay? Even if I don't put it in the description, I'm streaming almost every day. But I lost to a guy that had a true center build because he was dominating. He was getting the boards. He was hard to stop in the paint because he was much taller than our 2 6'7" that we were running. So it's kind of, yes, you can run different builds on current gen, but if you don't have a playmaking shot creator and a paint beast, you're usually at a pretty big disadvantage on any court, no matter what. Now, Double H said NBA 2K21 as a whole, current gen and next gen has the worst build system in 2K history, and it's not even close, like if you agree. Power said current gen build system is the exact same as 20 gameplay. It's just you must be talking about next gen. So yeah, it is actually the exact same, but 2K just did it wrong. And you guys know, we've been talking about it, how they did it wrong, and we'll see if they fix it on 2K22. GV said, I think the next gen build system is actually a great concept, but it was very poorly executed by giving power forwards a ridiculous advantage, which I also agree with. I think that it was a good idea, just poorly executed, and I've said that actually the entire year. Double H said, haven't tested gameplay yet. Hopefully it's good because we know we are not getting another patch for a while. Now, that's really sad. That's really sad that the 2K community, not, Double H, but that we know that if this patch is not godly, that's it for a long time. And I talked about that in the previous video. Like, if they don't do a lot with this game on this patch, which they didn't, then it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's pretty much, what are we going to do? Oh, let's wait for the next patch when the last one took 2 months and the game just came out 3 months ago. So most likely the next patch is going to take 3 to 4 months to, even if they might not even drop another patch. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how 2K is going. But most likely when the game first comes out, that's when the most patches come out. 2K wants, to fix the game and drive players in to make money and all that. And it took them 2 months when the game was only a month old. Took them 2 more months to drop another patch, which was extremely important to fix the game. So I don't think that, maybe another patch might not even come. Maybe one more for the rest of the entire year. Anyway, Power continues the conversation by tweeting, if you want to know how bad current gen gameplay is, make a pure playmaker and try to win games on that build. You can't look at things objectively if you are using a play shot. Nut said exactly why I don't enjoy this game. Now, if you guys don't know, Nut has a pure playmaking like 6'8" or 6'9" build. I used it in a video. It's decent. It takes an extremely high amount of skill and efficiency to be able to play good on it. If you're not like really good at the build, you're going to be trash, like awful. Yes, you can beat people. Yes, you can, break ankles and do whatever, but efficiently winning, very hard. And with how the shooting is in the game and having to have a high 3-point rating in that game to shoot, and that build has like I don't know, I think it was like 75. You just get a lot of full bars, and every time you use a different build on current gen, I'm not sure how many builds you guys have, experimented with, but every time you use one, you can always go back to saying, if I had a playmaking shot creator, I probably would have played better. I probably would have won that game. I could have won that game. That's how the game is. On 2K20, you could use multiple builds and destroy people. You see what I'm saying? It just depended on your skill and what build you had. Power said, you can't complain about everyone being a 6'7" and say go back to 16 build system where everyone was a 6'7". People ran all 6'7" lineups a lot on 2s and 3s, and they were actually the exact same build, but nobody cared at all. Coldman said, the skill gap was incredibly higher then, so the better player would win 99% of the time. Now I got Timmy1794 competing with me. Actually, it's Timmy37, Coldman. Anyway, Power said that's because the gameplay was better. So the build system, there's so many ways you can look at it and factors and this and that and this and that, but really the build system is just complemented by the gameplay. If the gameplay is not great, that makes the build system look a lot worse. You see what I'm saying? Like how power was coming at 2K16, which, by the way, was impressive. I'll give him that, because I'm not agreeing with his tweet or whatever, but coming at 2K16 is difficult, because that is the #1 2K in a lot of people's opinions. You guys let me know in the comment section down below what was your favorite 2K of all time, but that's crazy that he went for it. Anyway, D-Block, Dave Omigo on Twitter, he said this. He said, new patch just dropped and I still see snow. Now, I haven't been on either game. I actually haven't even turned on my system to download the patch. I should have done that before I made this video, but if snow is still in the game, that's tough. That's all I'm gonna say. So, guys, we are finally out of tweets. I just want to talk for a second. Go ahead, drop a like if you're leaving right now. And if you haven't dropped a like, go ahead and do that for me, please. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Turn on notifications and all that good stuff. But this game is not fixed. It's not fixed at all. There's still so many issues. And it was basically just putting a band-aid on a huge cut. You know what I'm saying? Huge cut, tiny little band-aid. You're still bleeding, 2K. You know what I'm saying? This game is not it. It's just not. It was a good idea. The city was a great idea, and the build system was a good idea. All poorly executed. Now, I'll be talking about this in the next video, probably, or one after that, something like that. But I honestly believe, because Ronnie2K made that tweet talking about mayors to come, you know, years and years. So we're probably going to have mayors next year if he's not lying. I don't know why he would just lie about that, but, you know, it's Ronnie2K, so you never know. So don't take my word for it. I'm just saying what Ronnie said, that we're going to have a city next year and we're going to have mayors and all that. I really think, and this is crazy because I know the 2K community is going to be happy about it, but we shouldn't be. They're probably waiting to take off the 50% less level for the next game to make people happy in some sort of way. Now, they could easily change that within a few seconds. It's probably just a little tiny thing in the code. It has to be. I mean, it's just something getting 50% less level for playing in a different affiliation. It's got to be just a few minutes of their time. And you see from this patch, they didn't change it. So I'm not waiting until the next patch for them to change it. I'm just going to play wherever I want if I play the game. I'm pretty much done, though. Like, I'll play the game and I'll stream it or whatever, but you're not going to see a lot of gameplays from me. Like, oh, what is up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, current gen, I played it on stream the other day on Facebook yesterday, and I was having a much better time than playing the next gen game. A much better time. I can't even explain to you how much more fun the game was. Now, I actually don't know, because 2K20 is obviously a year old. You know, I've played a lot of it, and only, you know, I've only played actually like 2 months of current gen because it's been out for like 5 months, but I played next gen for like 2 to 3 months. I don't know at this point whether I was having more fun on next gen. I mean, sorry, on current gen or 2K20, because I've been going back to playing 2K20 and all that. Honestly, I was having a very good time on current gen. No, I wasn't having the time of my life, like some of the greatest times I've ever played in gaming, but it was not bad. Okay, it was not bad for a 2K experience. That's what I'm comparing it to, for, you know, like 2K19 pushing and 2K18 snatchbacks and blow-bys and all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's all compared into one opinion, and I was having a pretty decent time. So anyway, it's your boy Bashbug. You've been plugged in. Let me know, are you still playing 2K? Do you have next gen? Are you gonna try it? Do you have current gen? Have you stopped playing it? Or are you gonna play it? Are you gonna go back to it and try it now? Let me know. It's your boy Bashbug. You've been plugged in, and I'm out. Peace.